From wherever you're watching us, good morning and welcome. This is the Friday edition of Sports This Morning on your award-winning channels television. My name is Yemi Adebayo. There'll be a lot of football stories on the show today, and I'm very sure you can understand why. But before we go into all of that, let's check out our headlines. Six-time African champions, the Super Falcons of Nigeria, are seeking redemption in Namibia. The team will lock horns with their Ivorian counterparts tomorrow. As a matter of fact, the competition starts tomorrow. FIFA President Sepp Blatter says away goals rules in football used for settling the outcome of two-legged knockout ties has fallen behind time and needs rethinking. Now we go to tennis. World number one Novak Djokovic extends his winning streak in China to 27 matches on Thursday as the two-time defending Shanghai Rolex Masters Champion booked the spots in the quarterfinals. And the Formula One, Germany's Nico Rosberg sets the fastest time in first practice session of the Russian Grand Prix. Hamilton was second, Jenson Button was third. And Team Marussia will run with just one car this weekend out of respect for Jules Bianchi. Second practice session will start by 11 a.m. All right, we'll go for a break now. When we return, Cecilia Morugwe joins me for the rest of the program. Stay with us.
In a warming world, there could be an even greater threat of extreme weather than previously thought. Every Friday, Channels takes you on a journey to see the effect of human activities on our changing planet. It's a fact that we've been talking the talk. Learn how to take the step on Earth 5 at this time on Channels Television. The highs and lows of the economy touch every part of our daily lives. Understanding its dynamics can be the difference between swimming with the tide or struggling against it. Analyzing government policies and how they shape the economy is what we do every work day. From the financial sector, maritime, the SMEs, telecom to aviation, we engage policymakers and operators in the economy. Watch Business Morning live, Mondays to Fridays, only on Channels Television.
Welcome back. In case you're just joining us for the first time, this is Channels. This is Sports This Morning on Channels Television. And of course, today we'll be looking at a lot of football stories, and of course, you can understand why. But first, this is how you can get your thoughts across to us on the program. You can get your thoughts and opinion to us via Facebook, Channels iPhone Sports, on Twitter, Channels_Sports, and of course, you can tweet at my personal handle, Yemi Adebayo 20. Of course, when you give your opinions, we'll read it out here. And of course, you can be sure that the whole world is listening to what you have to say. Welcome back. Let me quickly introduce my partner on the show, Cecilia Morugwe. It's always good to have you around.
Thank you, as always.
All right. The Super Eagles will be playing tomorrow, and as in our usual style here on Channels Television, we have a goodwill message for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, just to put you in the mood and get them ready and prepared. Well, Sudan cannot stand in the way of Nigeria. The Falcons of Nigeria must fall in Khartoum. Up Super Eagles, up Nigeria. Coming courtesy of Channels Sports. Hopefully, by the time we return here on Monday, we'll be talking of a victory for the Super. So that's a goodwill message coming from us. You can also send your goodwill message to the Super Eagles. Of course, you know that from anywhere you are in the world, you can always tune into Channels Television and Sports This Morning and all our programs. So wherever they are, of course, they will get your message. Okay, let's move on from there and look at the 2015 African Cup of Nations qualifiers. Cecilia, let's start with Nigeria. Let's stay with Nigeria for a while. We've said a lot of things about that game, but it has come upon us one day to go, and Has your stance changed now?
No, definitely not. You know, as Coach Simikashi just said that he's really happy that the game will be played at 8 p.m. You know, simply means the weather will be cooler, so the players won't have to worry about the weather and all that. That is also a plus for them. Of course, artificial turf, that will not affect them because that's where they've been training since they discovered that the game will not be played in Khartoum. That's another plus. And also, when you look at history, check Nigeria, Sudan, they've met 13 times, and Nigeria winning 7 times, just only 4 draws and 2 losses. So looking at this, and of course, going back to the last time we actually met in the qualifiers of this nature, which was 4-0 and
similar circumstances.
Precisely. So, and Nigeria, of course, always have the upper hand. So when you're looking at that, you discover that Nigeria definitely have all it takes to actually win this game. And look at the players we are having. Most of our players are really fantastic. Look at Ahmed Musa. You know, he's got the pace. I think once he's able to actually put it all together, that confidence in front of goal comes back. I think we should be relying more on him, especially when we're missing Victor Moses right now. I think he can do the job. Of course, Vincent Eyama, you know, back, you know,
bring
after
some stability
at the back. That is also a plus for the Super Eagles. But one man they actually need to watch out for is Mudathir Etiab. You know, he actually scored about 54 times in 85 matches. That is huge in Al Hilal. Guess most of their players are playing at home. You know, that's another thing they have. You know, they're compact, but they could not just stand the South Africans. You know, when they lost at home, they will be trying all they can not to lose at home again. But playing against the Super Eagles, I think definitely we have all it takes to actually win this game and get all the points, if possible, close to 4 goals. If we can just do that.
I'll go to the tweets later, but people are already telling us that don't really scare us with Congo. They've lost their 2 matches, so Super Eagles should be able to beat them. But football is played on the field, not with our mouths. So we wish the Super Eagles all the best. Let's look at the qualifiers, Cecilia. It's not just Nigeria or the African teams. If you want to be in Morocco, you will be playing. So these are some of the matches. We'll start with Group A. Of course, Sudan takes on Nigeria. That's where our hearts will be. Congo will take on South Africa. We move to Group B. Ethiopia takes on Mali, and Malawi takes on Algeria. And of course, you go to Group C. Gabon and Burkina Faso will slug it out. Lesotho and Angola will play as well. We'll move on. DR Congo will take on Cote d'Ivoire. Sierra Leone takes on Cameroon. In the next group, Guinea and Ghana will take to the field, while the Cranes of Uganda and Togo will also be in that one. Also, Niger take on Zambia, Mozambique take on Cape Verde, Senegal will take on Tunisia, Botswana and Egypt will also slug it out. What you have there is Group C and D, and those are the matches to be played for 10th of October. We know on Wednesday the two-legged reverse fixture will take place. A lot of interesting games here, but you forgive us if what is in our mind.
Of course, it's Nigeria game, because especially Nigeria, at the situation that we currently are right now, this is something we really want to. So all we need to do is to beat Sudan and see how we can put paid to the hope of qualifying, because once Sudan lost this game, they know that they don't have hope. But Nigeria, should we? Okay, let me not just go there, but we can afford to lose the game.
You're not going there. All right, let's move on. Still talking about the Super Eagles now. We're hoping that all things will go well, but we have it from authoritative sources that Nigeria's final game will be played in Akwa Ibom. Yes. Talking about the Uyo Stadium. And before we came in, I was telling you that someone said he would pay 20,000 naira to go to that stadium. And these are pictures.
I can pay more than that, because
grass pitch.
It's iconic, it's beautiful. You know, the edifice is something you just look at and you really just want to go there and stay.
I felt this way about the Abuja Stadium.
When it was built.
And my fear is, it's not getting these structures. My fear is, will we be able to maintain, if we come back to this stadium in 5 years, will the tracks be like this? Will the scoreboard be working? Will all those things we see around the scene? But Tony Bide told us yesterday that the location is good. So all of the things that you could call problems is easily accessible. But my worry
It's maintenance.
Yes.
But the good news is the people actually built the stadium have actually signed a 10-year contract with
Julius
the
Berger.
governor, Julius Berger, saying that they will maintain the stadium for 10 years. So after that 10 years, then we can start looking forward to what will happen. So your fear about 5 years' time, it could still be cool, but it's after 10 years, that's
Who takes
when
over?
Who takes over? But I
Maybe
think
the
they
government
really
takes
want
over.
to continue the maintenance. I know with Nigeria, the politics usually is not smooth. What I mean, maybe once this governor leaves, another one comes in, and maybe
That doesn't
some
like
other
football
party
at all
precisely may
and
just abandon
abandons-
the stadium. But I think that may not happen, because if you have to leave it in the private hands, where you are leaving it with those who built the stadium to maintain the stadium, they might also sign another contract to continue the maintenance. I think maybe that's what they will just do. But the first 10 years, let's take a look at what will happen. But this stadium is really, really beautiful. And another thing is, they said it will be commissioned on November 20th. That's just next month here. It's a good one. Of course, Rio fans will have a chance to actually see the Super Eagles live, not just seeing them live, in one of the most beautiful
And we also
stadiums
hear
in the world.
30,000 capacity.
Yeah. It's not as big as the Abuja National Stadium, but I think the beauty alone is what really attracts people to the stadium.
All right, let's move on the show this morning. The next thing we're going to, Cecilia would have loved me to start with this, but, you know, forgive me. I'll start with the Super Eagles. All right, let's talk about the ladies.
Because we are in a very bad situation. The Super Eagles
Let's
condemned
talk
to
about
win.
the ladies. They always make us smile, and we hope that they will make us smile again tomorrow. Let's take a look at the fixtures. Of course, we'll be talking about Nigeria. It will dominate our thoughts, but we just look at
That's the
Saturday
evening game.
and Sunday. Take us through this.
Okay, on Saturday we have Namibia and Zambia will be in action. Then Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire will be the second game of the day. Then on Sunday you have South Africa and Cameroon, and Algeria and Ghana will play much later. Now for Namibia, for Nigeria and
Yes,
Cote
that's
d'Ivoire.
the question. How ready are the Super Falcons to see it?
They are definitely ready. They are in Namibia already, a good one for them. And also the good thing is, you know, when you have, I talked about a blend of youth and experience, that's something you usually have that works for most teams. When you have that, it's definitely going to be a plus for the Super Falcons. And right now, Nigerian Football Federation have said that they will do everything possible to ensure that they don't have any issues there. Forget preparations, we will definitely not dwell on that.
We'll not go back to that.
Precisely. But look at what Francisca Odega is saying, Perpetua Nkocha, what they're saying. They believe that they would definitely go to Namibia and see how they can win it for a record 7 times. So it's something that the Super Falcons really have to look for. It's something that Nigerians will really have to look for and see how they can beat Cote d'Ivoire. But the best way to start is winning your opening game. Once you win your opening game by a large number of goals, of course, that possibility of you winning the remaining matches will always be there. I know the Ivorians, of course, prepared better than we did, but that notwithstanding, the Super Falcons, they have all it takes. They have the experience, they have the coach, they have the players, and all they can do is to just relax, enjoy the game. Check the under-20, whenever they're coming out to play their games, they always sing, they dance, relax. And so when they're in that kind of environment, that comes to play. Being confident and being relaxed before a game will definitely help them to,
Okay.
It's a victory, but I still stand my ground that definitely
Don't worry.
we can.
All
we
your
can.
words have been taped and recorded. You're very. You are not just saying all of this because you're a lady.
No, not because of that. If you just check history, check what they've been doing. Forget preparations and all that. Somehow they always get to grind out a win. Fine, we didn't win the last tournament.
I agree with the skeptics that say that they are more successful than the Super Eagles.
It's a fact. It's a non-fact. Come on, you can't argue. Just look at papers. How many times? 6 times. Okay. Now check Super Eagles Nations Cup. How many times?
I don't remember.
And we've been to all the, I remind you, just 3 times. Okay. And we've been to all the World Cups ever. We've never missed out in any one, apart from the Olympics that we just missed out, just recently. But that's the first one. But when it comes to World Cup qualifications,
okay, what is the worst? What is the worst that could happen? The worst that could happen to the Falcons?
Not being able to qualify for the World Cup Canada 2015. That would be the worst.
Oh, you don't see them making out of the group?
Of course, we can make it out of the group. I mean, South Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, come on, Namibia. I think we can definitely move out of that group. We can. You know, that's the first step. Then second step, get to quarterfinals, and of course, you know, top 4 finish is another one. Then when you get that, then a short.
Okay, let me allow you to respond to some tweets. Olanrewaju H. Lukman at Ola Lukman says, talking to us, this Channel Sports, that stadium is world class. Thank you, Mr. Governor. I don't know if you're going to join him in saying thank you, Mr. Governor.
I wouldn't say that. Come on, you're supposed to build infrastructure. That's what you're supposed to do. Build the infrastructure. Leave the.
Don't just throw money at administrators.
Precisely. Don't do that. Make structure available, and of course, you get the very best from your players, from your athletes, and all that. It shouldn't just stop there. I mean, it can do others and everything.